LeBron Stephen A thing. Is LeBron being an overprotective parent? Is there such thing as that? Talk to us for about 2 minutes because I got to run to the bathroom. But let us know what you think about it. I'm going to make sure I can hear it from my computer.
Yeah, no, I think that when you look at this LeBron and Stephen A. Smith thing, I like to look at the facts. If you look at the facts, then you can ultimately kind of get to your conclusion. Don't start with opinion, start with facts. The facts of the matter is that Stephen A. said, I'm talking to LeBron James, the father. Once he said, I'm talking to LeBron James as a father or the father, he opened up the door for the dialogue with LeBron James, the father. And so once you open up, the chimney, don't be surprised when it's smoke. What Denzel say? Don't pray for the rain and get mad that there's mud. And I just think that with, this generation, we have a situation that is seeing it kind of come to the head of, are you willing to back up what you say? And what we're seeing in real time is, Stephen A. Smith, is doing a whole lot of clip farming. And he was ultimately approached and held accountable for what he said. Now, if he never said the words, I'm talking to LeBron James, the father, I think that the way that LeBron handled it would have been wrong. But, you shoot at the king, you bet not miss. You know what I mean? What he did was he actively talked, in a crazy way about one of the top two greatest basketball players of all time, one of a current top 10 NBA player, who's also a billionaire, and who also did not make it a physical interaction. It was a verbal one. And I think that, if you look at the strategy and everything involved.
All right, this is where I come back in.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish because I gotta respond.
It's cool. But I think that, I think Stephen A. is shocked by LeBron James' strategy. You know what I mean? I think I don't see if anyone could have guessed. No one before LeBron going to Pat McAfee would have guessed LeBron would have did a 60-minute sit down. Period. It wasn't anything that people thought he would have done. And so I think that, what is happening is, LeBron is responding in real time. And when it comes to what Stephen A. said, when you open up that door to LeBron James as a parent, he just responded. Would I have necessarily done what LeBron did? Probably not. But I mean, hey, he handled it the way he handled it. But to say, he's being overprotective, stop it. I think that is intrinsic to the parent. No one can say, because we don't know the highs, the lows, the experiences, the traumas. So to say, you're being an overprotective parent. Now you can say you don't understand their parenting style. You can say, okay, I would have done it differently. But to just immediately say it's overprotective, yeah. But when LeBron was saying nothing, it was okay. You know what I mean? If someone has been going on and on, you know what I'm saying, about Lola, you know what I mean? And then you respond and they say, you're being overprotective. Nah. You know what I mean? It's fair game. I just think that people disagree with what he did, and that's cool because I don't necessarily look at it as right or wrong. I just think that they're just being who they are. You know what I mean? And for as much as LeBron don't respond, now that he's responding, they say, we don't want the calculated LeBron. We want the real LeBron. Well, then when he pull up on him after that third quarter.
That's why I disagree with the phrase that it wasn't a physical altercation.
No, stop it. So
you walk up and you invade my space for just 3 feet and you start screaming and cursing at me. You invaded my personal space because I don't do that to people. I don't do that. No. I let you talk. I don't do that to people. Don't fucking walk up in my face and start screaming and cursing at me. That is a physical interaction. What you talking about? You come up to me, and then like he came up to me and said, hey, and shook his hand. Hey, Stephen A, how you doing, bro? Like, can you like ease up off my son? No, you walked up to me with all these cameras around and 19,000 people in crypto.com arena, knowing someone was gonna see that shit, and you got in my fucking face and started screaming and cursing at me. That is a physical interaction. Look. This is where and I've said this on my own show. Wait, let me finish real quick. Physical. Let me get one off because I want to explain to you what the life is like. And this is also goes back to my point earlier about being a multi-hyphenate. This is where my thousands of hours as a reporter and a journalist come into play. Because you might not know this, but and actually you do know this because you didn't be in the sideline at the Bulls game. So I'm sure you'd have to walk through the tunnels at the UC, and you know where the locker room is, you know where the press room is, you know where the little VIP section to get the food in the back is. Usually you see some weights out there where the players might be warming up or whatever, right?
Yep.
So there's pregame availability as a media member. You are able to walk up to the up onto the court where you used to be able to before COVID, right? Yep. By the sidelines. You can also post media availability. Stephen A was not even there as a media member. He was there as someone that was a guest on the halftime thing. And on the front row. And Stephen A even said, all of the players know all of the celebrities that are going to sit in the front row because they let the players know before the game who's sitting there. So LeBron knew that I was going to be sitting there. LeBron waited until the third quarter. This is Stephen A. Smith we're talking about. I've literally walked into the arena at the same time as Stephen A. Smith and his bodyguard. Going into the arena pregame. That man can walk around. He got carte blanche to do whatever the fuck he want to do at crypto.com arena. Meaning that if you're LeBron and you know Stephen A. is there, gonna be sitting there at halftime, you know Stephen A. is not just gonna like come out the aisle from the 200 section to walk to the half court. You know Stephen A. gonna be in the press room before. He gonna be in the hallways before. He gonna be roaming around the court before. So you waited until it was the perfect opportune time to humiliate him in front of the world via a physical altercation when he had numerous opportunities before that to do that. And that is why I've argued numerous times over the past couple of weeks, LeBron was wrong. And LeBron, as the person that's supposed to be the bigger and the better person. No. You got to interact with that differently.
So let me.
You got to interact with it, and don't go on Pat McAfee talking shit about Brian Windhorst. What the fuck is Brian Windhorst 300-pound ass gonna do to somebody?
Hold on. First of all, let's.
That's the journalist in me talking to y'all.
No, it's cool. Hold on, and I get that. Let me shoot one off. Number one, okay. Stephen A. has done whatever he's wanted to do and talk to whoever he wanted to talk to. So first of all, you saying, oh, don't go on Pat McAfee. We're all human. We're all adults. We all have agency. He can go on whatever show he wants to. That's number one.
No, I don't care about him going on Pat McAfee. I'm not critical of him going on Pat McAfee.
I'm about to go to I'm getting to my point. You know I meant physical by hands. I'm not saying that your definition of physical is not the same as it's different than mine, even though it's looking like it is. I still I disagree. I
think the internet disagrees with you, which is why Stephen A. went on his show and said, if LeBron would have grabbed me or tried to swing on me, I would have swung on him because it was a physical altercation.
But listen, using other people's opinion to devalue mine.
It's my opinion too.
No. I'm not saying that. But you just said, listen, I'm trying to respond, and you're giving me more stuff to respond to. So what I'm saying is, you said, oh, the internet disagrees. I don't give a shit. Hey, internet, I love you. I don't give a shit if you disagree. It's my opinion. So no. I know you do. I'm saying in response to what you said. So I know you are, but I'm just merely saying you saying them disagreeing will not change how I feel. Just like me saying how I feel won't change how you feel. So number one, internet, I love you, but hey, step to the side. What I'm saying is this. If we're going to have a conversation, not just me and you, but I'm talking about more so like a structured dialogue around a lot of different pain points of this situation, I don't think that either of them got out of this unscathed. So I'm not saying that like
I can agree with you there. I have said that publicly on one of my shows that I think that both of them look bad in this situation.
Exactly. Now, with that being said, I'm acknowledging that we're human. And the problem is that, and you know this to be true about you as a parent, about me as a parent. When it comes to parenting, dog, at a certain point, strategy goes out the fucking window. Okay. And you got to regroup because what you thought you could do calmly, you cannot. And so what I'm saying is that when it comes to this situation with LeBron and Stephen A. Smith, when you said, when Stephen A. Smith said, I'm talking to LeBron James, the parent, that changed the entire, we're not talking about the business mogul. We're not talking about the basketball player. We're talking because Stephen A. set the terms for who he was talking to. And when it comes to a part of their identity of okay, I would kill for my kids. That's the difference. When we're talking about a part of your identity where you would kill for who you're representing. Now, the bigger thing is you don't know that person. Stephen A. has seen LeBron James. All of us have seen LeBron James as a basketball.
And that's where I disagree with you. Stephen A. is one of the most notoriable figures in media history. Wait a second. One of the most notable. Just let me rebut real quick.
Go ahead.
And this is great conversation, by the way.
Of course.
I actually love this, and I don't know if you got to go soon, but I'm glad that we can let these unfold. These are gonna be some great clips. But like Stephen A. is one of the most notoriable media figures of all time, right?
Got you.
And this is why I said my experience as a reporter can allow me to critique this situation objectively, because as a parent, I do understand LeBron. But at the end of the day, LeBron did that at the workplace. He didn't do that at a restaurant or on a sidewalk or in public or in private. He did it at work, which is a place where although it's the funniest part, Stephen A. was not at work that day. So technically you physically came up and verbally accosted a fan at the game.
Got you.
But because we know that Stephen A. is not a fan, that he is a notoriable sports a figure that does not play sports, but it is a part of the lexicon of great journalists and sports personalities. That is why LeBron sought that opportunity there to do that. Because if Stephen A. was a rapper, LeBron wouldn't have did that. If he was Usher, LeBron would have did that. He did that to Stephen A. because that is saying, okay, we both operate in the same arena. Let me show you who is the king.
Right. Now,
I guarantee you LeBron could have used way worse language with Stephen A. and got way more physically imposing in them dark tunnels that we walk through to get out to the bright shining court. That's my only point.
No. But see, here's the funny thing. We're agreeing. I am not saying to you that LeBron did not know what he was doing. It was definitely a flex of his power. But all I'm saying to you is that those without that power, who have never had that power, cannot say what they would do with that power. All I'm saying is at the end of the day, and again, that framing that you used of he accosted a fan. I totally agree. I cannot argue that. I cannot argue that if he was there in a personal capacity while LeBron is there in a professional one, I cannot then disagree with that framing. All I am saying is that I am honing in on the power piece.
But this is a part of that, because at the same token, that was the same day in which Stephen A. which it was announced that Stephen A. got paid $100 million by ESPN. You think LeBron don't see that? You think LeBron? No. We know he's on the internet. We know he follow all the pages. So you see Stephen A. get $100 million. They like, oh, they give you the list of celebrity row for the Lakers game. You're like, oh, Stephen A. gonna be here, and Bronny he ain't playing in the G League tonight. Yeah. Oh, I'm on his ass tonight.
But
that is what makes that wrong and weak from LeBron. Because LeBron could have handled that and humiliated Stephen A. Smith to the point where everybody behind the scenes is like, yo, y'all should have seen what happened with LeBron and Stephen A. last night. That shit was crazy. But instead, he did that in front of the world and then looked at the camera after he did it. That's fake.
No,
that shit fake.
It's stylistic.
At that point, it's not about Bronny. It's about LeBron ego. It ain't even about LeBron the parent. It's like, yo, I'm gonna get my get back on TV.
But listen to what you're saying, though. Number one, first off, let me explain something to you. Shoot at the king, you better not miss. Me as Dion, let me like Thomas. When people shoot at me, I choose how I shoot back. Period. Can't nobody that shot a shot at me talk shit about how I shoot my shot. I don't care what it is. And anybody, you can say it's an ego play, whatever. It has always been about Bronny and LeBron. He did not say, hey, Bronny, I'm coming to you as a kid. Talk to your father. He said, hey, LeBron. And so all I'm saying is that what you're...
There's a larger discussion here, too. About is Bronny a kid or is he a grown man that's playing basketball?
But listen, all I'm saying is this. You're saying, oh, LeBron did it for the and look how many people came at Jay-Z. Jay-Z responded to Tony Busby. You feel me? All I'm saying is it ain't fun when the rabbit got the gun. You hear me? Okay? When the rabbit got the gun, you don't tell the rabbit how to fucking shoot. I don't care. Listen, they could say it's his ego. They could say, oh, he should have been better. Fuck all of that. You don't tell somebody when they got to be the bigger person, period. And if Thomas would have did it differently, that's fine. If Dion would have did it differently, that's fine. But we don't get to dictate how someone handles a situation. It don't work like that. This is real life. And at the end, and I'm sorry, because we also are in an era where people aren't used to getting belt to ass. And Stephen A. has slowly crept toward what Skip Bayless became, which is no accountability for the words that come out your fucking mouth. He did it, and imagine, just like you're talking about, oh, he embarrassed. Listen, you talk about all these people, oh, he embarrassed. And I get it, you're a journalist. But on the flip side, how many motherfuckers appreciated that he did it, though? We are in a world where people don't understand the consequences of the word they use. And I'm not saying LeBron, I'm not saying...
I disagree. I understand it. And you want to know why I say I understand it? Because that's why I don't talk about rappers. Because a lot of my friends is DJs and they interact with these rappers. Yeah. And I be in the club because my friends is DJs with these rappers. So that's why you don't hear me speaking on none of these rappers. Now, don't get me wrong. The Drake versus Kendrick shit, I've been talking about it since it happened because obviously it's unavoidable. So if Drake ever see me in one of the clubs and want to come and have one of his goons beat me up, then that's on Drake. He's done. No, I'm for real. He's done it before. He's done it before. I know. He's done it before. But I'm not going to stop speaking about what's going on in the world because Drake want to be sensitive about him losing a rap battle. And if you LeBron and you take your son and you platform him, sorry, that's the alarm for my daughter's FaceTime. My daughter FaceTime at the same time. My bad. Okay. But if you LeBron and you platform your son in a manner at which we haven't really seen in a manner like this, at which we have one of the greatest athletes saying, my son got to play on a team with me or I'm not signing a contract. And he waited until afterwards to sign his extension once his son was drafted. Then it's not the same thing as you losing a rap battle. You losing a rap battle was something you decided to participate in openly and willingly based upon a personal vendetta. You willing your son and propping up your son and tweeting out that your son is better than some of the players in the NBA. And then your son gets in the NBA and he not better than 98% of those guys. Like, he might be better than the 15th guy on most teams, but I don't necessarily even believe that. And a lot of people say, well, he played good in the G League. Shout out to Isaiah Thomas, not IT from Chicago, Lil IT. Lil IT every year gets signed to a G League contract. He go out, he drop 30, 40, and then he never make the NBA again. So the G League is not the same as the NBA. It's the minor league of the NBA. So yes, you can go and play good in the minor leagues. That doesn't mean you're built for the real shit. And then people say, well, he scored 17 in the game. If you actually watch the game, they was down by 12 to 30 the whole time he was in the game.
Now hear me. Everything you're saying.
So the criticism towards his son's play is valid. And I do agree Stephen A crossed the line. But I do believe that you as LeBron cannot go and accost people that are fans or media members during the middle of work. Do it before, after you get off of work.
But remember the framing.
Because you got all these little kids watching and following you. Hey, and there's a certain precedent that you can set. And I gave my homie this example. Bronny, a grown man, right? He's 6'3", 190 pounds, right? Stephen A, I think, is 6'3", probably 180 pounds. For real, in real life. The better lesson would have been to say, yo, Bronny, you see Stephen A over there? Go walk up to him, shake his hand, introduce yourself to him, and say, I would love to get to know you more so that way you can have some better conversations about me and my dad. And in a non-confrontational manner, Bronny then goes and is able to gain the upper hand in that situation, because now everybody gonna be wondering, what did Bronny say to you, Stephen A? You've been critical of him and his dad. What did he say to you? And then when Stephen A says, well, Bronny just walked up to me respectfully and said, hey, I just want to build a better relationship between me and you so you can stop saying negative things about me and we can move forward in a better manner. Bronny and LeBron would have came out of that situation looking so much better. Like, you're not supposed to get in the mud. And that's what LeBron chose to do. And just because you a dad, you don't mean you choose to get in the mud. Sometimes it's a better lesson. That's my only point.
No, but again, this is me acknowledging that's your style. That's your decision. That's what Thomas would have done. That's cool. All I am saying, because we're kind of saying the same thing, but what I'm saying is, but niggas get in the mud. You feel me? This is real life. Niggas get in the mud and get dirty. You feel me? And me and you both have been on the other side of that dad having a fiery fucking conversation. And if they had the choice to retaliate, if you had the choice to retaliate, if I had the choice to retaliate before being afforded the opportunity to calm down, to trusting someone to guide you in a better manner, we would have made a decision that would have saw more mud get on us than we would have wanted. And all I'm saying is like, I get this. And again, this is not even us disagreeing on like both of them being wrong. I agree with you. Like both, like, and I'm speaking to logic, every step of the way and questioning it because I love how dynamic this situation is. This is really, really like dynamic at the highest level. Both of them were wrong, period. Stephen A crossed the line, LeBron crossed the line. But what I'm speaking to is, okay, now that we have talked about both of them crossing the line, we don't, as the outer party or as the viewer, we don't have the right to say, oh, man, they should have done this. You know what I mean? We can say, hey, I would have done this. And I can say, you know what? Yeah. Because I can agree with you that I don't know if I would have, you know me, I love strategy. I don't know if I would have played it like that. But I think that we get in these situations of, we've seen LeBron James traverse thousands of interactions. And this one time, and I'm not saying you're saying that like he can't come back from anything like that. Like,
no. It's nothing but like if you fell off your bike and you scraped your arm a little bit. I'm not saying this is in a negative way. I'm just saying that like I look at LeBron and what he has become, and I've said this numerous times publicly. I believe LeBron is a top 100 human being to live when you account for everything that he has become, what he's dealt with, and he stayed clean. In large part, I'm behind the scenes. I don't hear about no LeBron scandals. No, and I hear about and I see a lot of athletes doing a lot of crazy stuff, whether I'm being a journalist or I'm just hanging out. So I'm not disrespecting LeBron or think that, but I just thought that it was just a better learning lesson for Bronny there. And at that particular point, he became too much of an overprotective dad. Whereas if it was his daughter, I would understand. But with his son, I felt like there was a lesson to be learned for his son. That's my point.
But see, I don't.
I'll put it this way. Privately, like I said, if he would have did the end of tunnels, I wouldn't have cared. And publicly, if you want to still humiliate Stephen A. and give your son that lesson, you have your son go and speak positively, because you also know Stephen A. not going to come at Bronny with no crazy energy because he know his camera's around.
But I don't.
So even if you screamed at him and then you sent your son to go, shake hands to be like, all right, we gonna break bread. Let's move in a different path. The question and all of the questions from the media, me as a media member, gonna be, well, Stephen A., what the fuck happened? And instead of it being LeBron came up to me screaming and cursing at me, and if he would have swung on me, I would have swung on him back. It would have been, yeah, LeBron came and screamed and cursed at me in the tunnel, and I didn't think I deserved that. But then when Bronny came up to me in the middle of the game and introduced himself, and he was a kind young man, I realized that I gotta, I need to be a little bit more kinder with my words, because LeBron is doing the thing that I criticized him about, which I essentially criticize his parenting and him putting him on his platform, when instead he's teaching Bronny how to navigate that. And I think that would have been a valuable lesson. Not saying LeBron was wrong. I'm just saying I think it was a lesson to be learned from that. And hopefully other people will see that and learn that lesson.
And there's still, again, like they still learned. I disagree with the son versus daughter thing. I think that regardless, some of these aren't gender norms, you know what I mean? And I want to be careful about how we approach it, because it's, I'm just saying certain things.
When you got a 20-year-old young man